Hi and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about how to make a pie chart in Microsoft Excel. If you do find this useful, please click the like button, hit subscribe and tap that bell. It helps out the channel massively. And with that said, let's jump on over to Excel. Okay, so here I have a data table just full of salespeople by month and the sales that they've achieved. And what I'd like to do is actually throw this data into a pie chart so I can graphically see the performance by month. Now, there are a couple of pitfalls with this, and I'm going to show you what they are. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what it looks like if you do not have a summary subset of data. And then I'm going to show you how to create that summarized data set so that you can use it in your pie charts. And then I'm going to show you a cheat on how to actually create a pie chart more efficiently, quickly, and effectively in Microsoft Excel with a limited amount of effort at all that's required. I just want to show you kind of the ways you can go wrong, how you can create it kind of manually, and then the best method for creating the pie chart at the very end. So do hang around for that. Okay, so to start with, I have this data set here, and I'm just going to navigate over to the Insert tab and then come over to the Chart section and click on the little pie chart icon, and then just select the very first pie chart that you see. Now, this by default has given me something that's unusable. It's basically taken this data set from this table and assumed I wanted absolutely everything thrown into that pie chart. And the reason for that is because we have not summarized the data first. So I have an unusable amount of data inside this pie chart. So first thing I need to do is actually summarize the data to what I would like to represent. So I'm just going to delete this one out. And what I want to do is actually have the data by month, and I want the sales. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly summarize my data just down to December, and I'm going to just open up a SUMIF function here. And if you're not sure how to use this function, go check out some of my other videos, as I do detail out exactly what I'm doing. And it's a pretty useful function to have. Okay, I'm just going to turn it into currency. So now I have the sales by each month here. And what I can do is I can just quickly convert this into a table. So if I stop selecting that and just do that. Right, so now I have another little mini table here, which is summarizing this data. Okay, so when I'm inside this, I can go over to the Insert tab, click on the pie chart, click on the first pie chart, and now I have something a little bit more useful. And it shows me now by month which months actually have achieved the higher amount of sales graphically. And obviously within the chart design here, I can change this to look any which way I would like, and you can include the percentages or different ways of basically just displaying your chart data. Okay, and so that's the first method, and I can just resize that accordingly. Now, that takes a little bit of effort because I had to first of all create this little mini table, and it's easy to do. You can do it this way. It's perfectly fine. However, there is a new function. When I say new, it's been around for a few years, that basically lets you create a pivot chart, and a pivot chart does this first step for you so that you can get to this end result so much quicker. And this is kind of like the cheat method. So if I'm inside this data set, I can go to the Insert tab, navigate over to Charts. Rather than clicking here, I can navigate over to this Pivot Chart section. From this drop-down menu, you can see a pivot chart and pivot table, or just a pivot chart. So I'm just going to click Pivot Chart, then you'll get a Pivot Chart dialog box. Okay, so the first thing it says is, what would I like to actually use as the data range? So I'm using this data table called Sales Table. Okay, and if you want to know how to create a table, check out some of my other videos as I detail out how you can convert data into a table or how to create a table from scratch. So I'm just going to use this data table here, and then I'm going to I don't want the pivot chart, I don't want it in a different tab, so I want it in the same tab. So I'm going to click on Existing Worksheet, and I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to select the location where I want it. And then going to click OK, and this is going to generate me two things. One is this little chart here is a pivot table, which creates this little mini table here that we've already created manually. As we build our chart, this will populate. Okay, so with our chart selected, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our months and put them into our category axis. Then we're going to grab our sales and put them into the values axis. Now we go. Okay, so now we have a little bar chart straight away. What we can do from here is actually now convert this bar chart into a pie chart. And to do that, we just come over to this ribbon and go over to the Design tab. Okay, from here, we can navigate to the type and we can change the chart type. And then we can go down to pie chart and we can just select the pie chart that we would like and click OK. Now we have a pie chart using this pivot table data directly from here, and it only took a matter of a few clicks. I can click on the same style that we have over on the one above, and obviously we can change these depending on what we'd like to see. We can also change these titles as well, so if we want to call this sales by month, I can just type that straight into there. And we also, because it's a pivot chart, we can adapt the data. We have filter options here. So unlike this one where we can't filter the data, we can filter the pivot chart. So if I wanted to look at just the first 3 months, I can click OK, and now dynamically our chart and our data has changed to include just those 3 months we selected. So this is a much more powerful way of actually creating a pie chart within Microsoft Excel, and it's something that not a lot of people tend to know about. They tend to lean more towards creating line charts, bar charts, and things like that manually, rather than using the ability to create a pivot chart. So hopefully guys you found this useful. If you did, please click on the like button, hit subscribe and tap that bell. It does mean a lot to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video.